here's the thing. It appears that you've been using drugs for a very long time. So it's going to be extra hard on you. You need to remember this day.
This man walked into court facing up to 10 years in prison, a long criminal history, a dangerous drug addiction. The state wanted prison, no probation. But then the judge did something unexpected. She gave him an ultimatum that could either save his life or end it behind bars.
Parties announced for the record for the state.
Charles Bunt for Mr. Cruz.
And are you Mr. Cruz? All right, you entered a plea of guilty to count 2. You applied for probation. There was a PSI and TAP evaluation completed. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI and TAP evaluation?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections from either side?
No.
According to your plea bargaining agreement, the state is opposed to your application for probation. Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison, and there's a $1,500 fine. All right, this is what I can tell both parties. State, I understand why you would be opposed to his application. I reviewed his criminal history. The cases where he's done poorly on probation was a misdemeanor case according to the PSI report. It appears that the other case, which were also possession cases, there was no application for probation in those cases, and he was just sent to prison. One for 2 years,
and
one
for
for
4
4 years.
Yes, Judge.
I think the PSI on his Medina County history reflects a case he did have felony probation on.
All right, let me find that.
On page
It should be right after the Bear
Yeah.
County history,
All right, so on that one,
2015.
all right, for that case, you were given probation, you were revoked and sentenced to 5 years. And again, that's possession of drug case. What I see in the TAP evaluation, it says you have a dependency, and a lot of it is related to synthetic drugs, which are extremely dangerous. This is a possession case. It's not an intent to deliver case. If it were a possession with intent to deliver, we'd be maybe somewhere else on what my thoughts were. So if there's anything that anyone wants to add, I'm going to give him a choice. Here's your choice. And there are no other choices, so don't ask for anything else. Number 1, I'll grant your application for probation. The state wanted your punishment to be assessed, so I would find you guilty and sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. You'll be going to safety. You will not be released. I would follow the TAP recommendations, or I'll sentence you to 6 years in the prison. Those are your only 2 choices. And state, the reason why I'm doing this is obvious that he has a drug issue. And if we keep pushing this down the line where he just does his time and he's done, then what's going to end up happening? He's going to be back. So those are your only 2 choices. Which do you prefer? Or do you need to speak to your attorney?
Can I speak to him?
Sure.
Because I did have some witnesses if the court wanted to hear from them, but I think we may not, that might not be necessary. Let me talk.
Okay. Anthony Cruz. All right, we're back on the record on 2025 CR 008006. Could I have parties re-announce, please?
Charles Bunt for Mr. Cruz.
All right, you're Mr. Cruz.
John Anthony Cruz.
All right, what have you decided?
On the probation.
Judge, he wants probation. He's, as you can tell from the PSI, he's begging for help. He's very thankful that you're giving this opportunity. He wants to take advantage of it.
It's not.
And just so you'll know, he does have family present in the court who are supporting him in his endeavors as well.
Okay. All right, state, you may be excused. This is what the court will do. The court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. $1,500 fine. That will be probated. There's to be proof of employment within 60 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. No residing in households with minors. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. He's to remain in custody for the following. And that's remain in custody for transfer. Just 1 second. And it's for a transfer to safety. And Ms. Abrams,
Yes, Judge.
if you could also do a referral to felony drug court. I know they're full, but maybe, after the new year, they'll have room. And there's a restitution amount. I believe it was $120. Yeah, there's to be restitution of $120 to SAPD for drug testing. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. There's to be 350 hours of community service restitution. There's a deduction of 1 hour for every sober support meeting completed. And I am going to order sober support meetings 1 time per week until further notice. And you're going to have to make sure that you get a sponsor to help you. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No,
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. It appears that you've been using drugs for a very long time. So it's going to be extra hard on you. You need to remember this day and remember that you were this close to going to prison for 10 years. And you need to start making decisions. I always tell people, and what I've learned from taking courses is that you have to want to be clean for yourself. But if you don't feel like you're worthy of being clean for yourself, then you need to do it for your family members, because otherwise only 1 or 2 things going to end up happening to you. You're going to come back as a habitual offender. Your minimum is going to be 25. You may not have this attorney. You may not have these prosecutors. You may not have me as a judge. And you may end up spending the rest of your life in prison, or either you're going to end up with some drugs, right? And people who make drugs, really all they want is repeat customers. So you really don't matter to them. They're not following FDA protocol when they're making their drugs. And the last time you use may be the last time you use. And your attorney will tell you, in this court, I take no pleasure in sending people to prison, but I will. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can come back here and we will address it. Do not disappear on your probation. And when they do those home visits, you need to make sure you're available. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Judge. We'd be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, not him.
Not him.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Anyone else ready?
Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to Justice in Action for more real courtroom moments and legal insights.